Why is AVEO stock all of a sudden skyrocketing? You could see it usually trades at $8, and all of a sudden we've seen it shoot higher 250% in the last 3 hours. And it actually got so bad they had to halt the trading session temporarily. So I'm sure you have a ton of questions. You're probably wondering, is this the next GameStop? Is it a short squeeze? Should you buy it now after hours? How high can we go? All these questions are going to be answered in this video, so I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure to subscribe. That being said, to answer the first and most important question of the video, why is AVEO Pharmaceuticals all of a sudden taking off? Well, if you didn't know, AVEO just got FDA approval for an oral treatment for patients with kidney cancer. Now, they claim this treatment's going to help patients live longer, and they believe this major breakthrough is actually going to play a meaningful role in the future of kidney cancer treatment. Now, guys, anytime we're talking about the future and we're talking about the development of something, that's obviously a great sign. Now look, the good news doesn't stop there. AVEO Pharmaceuticals actually thinks that with this FDA approval, this is what's going to catapult them into the commercial scene and establish them as a leader moving forward. Now, the next important thing to point out is that this is a completely new treatment. It's innovative. Now, obviously, what are people always looking for? Innovation, something new, right? Tesla at this point, everyone knows it's the future. So people are always looking for future investments. What is the next big thing? And this is something that is valued at only 2.5 billion market cap. If you actually look up AVEO Pharmaceuticals, only 2.5 billion in market cap, right? So this company has a lot of room to grow. And we actually have an incredible historical analog to compare this to, because as you know, this happens all the time. We always have pharmaceutical companies that will release new studies or treatments. And so the first thing I want to actually walk you through is a great example that was very recent. Okay, so Cassava Sciences, just about a month ago at the very beginning of February, released a groundbreaking Alzheimer's treatment. And what happened to them? Well, we saw them skyrocket from 20 to 120 points in just a matter of 3 days. Now, obviously, Sava is different than AVEO, but they present some huge similarities that we should definitely take into consideration. And so, looking at Sava, we saw it 6x. Well, just to give us a baseline, right? I'm not saying it's definitive. I'm not saying it's guaranteed that AVEO is going to rocket higher 6x. Okay, but just, taking this as kind of a scale factor and applying it to AVEO, just because they're once again so similar. Well, AVEO started at $8. If we multiply that by 6x, 48, that could possibly be our top. So right off the bat, you see the potential is absolutely there. And so when comparing it to Sava, that definitely gives me some confidence that we have not hit the ceiling here in AVEO. And once again, when you look at the confidence of this company and how they believe they're actually about to catapult into the commercial scene and actually establish themselves as a leader in this industry, I mean, that's just a great sign, okay? And so you have to understand that currently this company is valued at 2.5 billion market cap. Now, let's just say that they become half as good as what they're making themselves sound like. This company will easily get to that projected price of 48 as we just, scaled on, right? So you can definitely see the potential's there. Now it's a matter of how do you want to enter? Do you want to get in? And so now I want to break it down from a technical perspective and show you some of the levels. Now, this stock is no stranger to actually trading much higher than we see it at currently. We used to see this stock trading at 220 points. We've seen it at 40 points, right? So now that really does not look out of question, right? It doesn't look unreasonable to hit $48 considering that we've been there before, right? And so it's exactly what you want to get yourself back up there, right? It is innovation, something new, something groundbreaking. Okay, so that definitely gives me confidence. You can see this is the most volume we've had in literally the last 10 years. And so that's what shows you this is a strong move, guys. And when you take a look at this here, okay, look at this volume we've got here back in 2017. Well, we've like tripled that volume, okay? And last time we saw it go from what, $6 to $40. Well, look at this. We've got triple the volume. What does that tell you about AVEO? We might be heading back to 40 and possibly even higher than that. And when you take a look at the weekly chart, you're going to see we have a bullish chart pattern, which is the inverse head and shoulders. You can see here's the first shoulder, here's the head, here's the shoulder, and we're about to break through this neckline of $20. Now you can see we're currently getting resistance there, right, which is the neckline, so it's somewhat expected. Or I guess that would be a secondary neckline, right? Here's the first neckline, here's the secondary neckline. But as we can break through 20, you're going to see that we really are going to about to break through possibly. And this could be a huge and magnificent move to the upside. And so you have to understand, yeah, it's a little bit risky to get in at this point. Yeah, it might seem so. But once again, the charts tell us that this is the most volume we've got in literally the last decade. So you can tell this is a serious move. And so you have to weigh the risk. Is it worth it to you? Now, let's go over the worst case. Let's say, okay, you get in here at 20 bucks here after hours, and let's say this thing completely collapses back to where it started, which was 8 bucks. Now, would that really make sense? No, because we just came out with the new groundbreaking treatment, so obviously we're more valuable than we were then, all right? And it shows. That's why we're buying the heck out of it here, right? So, I wouldn't even say $8 is your worst case scenario. Let's just, I mean, you could say that's your worst case scenario, but let's say the worst case scenario is you dump off back to 12 bucks. Okay, so you can lose what, 40%, 30% there, or you could also possibly gain, if we get back up to 48, you could gain another 250%, and God knows how much higher you can go from there, right? Because we have seen this stock trade at 220 points before, right? So the upside is huge. The downside is pretty big as well, right? You could lose about 40% as the worst case scenario if we drop back down to 12. So as a trader or investor, you got to kind of figure out, what is it worth to you? Is that something you're able to take? So the answer is different for everybody, but I think you can see there's definitely very good reason to be bullish on this thing. And so I want to point out that this is not like GameStop. You're not going to see it rocket to 500 points. It's not a short squeeze, although obviously price action might look like it, right? Because it was just trading flat, right? And all of a sudden breaks out. No, this is true institutional buying, okay? Because short interest on the stock's only about 5% of the total float, okay? So that's how you know this is not a GameStop. But, on the contrary, you could also argue that this is not nearly as risky as GameStop either, right? So I know a personal habit for me is when I see something rocket higher, 89% like, AVEO did today, I automatically think, God damn it, I missed it. I'm too late to the party. If only I would have known earlier. But when we actually dig beneath the surface and take a look at the charts and the reasoning behind this, you have a legitimate and logical argument for why we can actually head much further than this, right? So I thought I'd bring this to your attention. I think it's a really interesting and high reward play. So if you want more free trading ideas like this, we have a link in the description where I send you trading ideas, the best stocks every week. It's completely free for you, so that's in the description. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like on it and make sure you're subscribed. And by the way, if you believe in this bull case, let me know. If you're gonna, maybe pick up some shares, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so my name is Alex. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe so I can see you back here soon.